Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Red in 30, where we make you red in 30. We got 30 minutes to do this. I'm DM. EJ, you here?
Yeah.
We're ready to get this thing started. This is a little interlude we did. It's a part one and a part two. We played it at the end. But this part is an interlude called Won't Beg, produced by EJ, singing on that yours truly. Here we go.
Living off emotions. Had to pace myself, 'cause I'm standing in this moment. Looking at myself in my reflection. I don't see what you see when you look at me. 'Cause I'm lost in my own view of perfection. Don't take it
Brother,
the
word
wrong
game, bro.
way. I know I have changed. If you wanna leave, I won't beg. No, said you'd be forever. Said you never move. I should know better, but that ain't what I do. The only thing that matters is I am you. Wanna leave, I won't beg.
Listen, Red in 30 is a 30-day reading of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We believe in the entire Bible. We believe the Bible is a story about who you and I are, but we believe the red words tell us who we are in the stories. When we talk about the red words, we're talking about the words of Jesus, the Christ. All we're talking about is Jesus, truth, and you all using
Red words.
red words. And so we back at it. We'll play part two, which is called Tale of Two, at the end, at the very end. So just stick around. You better hear the second part. That was just a simple interlude going in called Won't Beg, and we need to put that back out too. We got so much music to put out. But we're back at this at Red in 30 pod. The last episode, man, we did was talking about the time lapse.
Yeah, time lapse. Yeah.
Time lapse. And it was such a, if you hadn't watched the pod, like our pods build. They build and they refer to each other and all that stuff. So we have so many. I think this is gonna be episode 1
1 million.
1 million. 1 million. This episode 1 something. And so 130 something, 140 something. But it's building so time lapse. So we were saying how the movement that you are now is based off the movement that was, and it's the framework for the movement that will be. So it's important that we play our parts, right? Mm-hmm. And so it made me, and I sat there and I wondered, and I can ask you the question, and we're always around each other. So, me, you, Nikhil, like we're always around each other. So we always, even like Dash, like we have these same conversations. So, but if I asked you how many people around you that you know are really innovative, like you probably can count on 2 fingers. You know what I'm saying? Like people say one hand.
Right.
But I know innovate. Let me see what the word innovate means. I think we talked about it before, and I like looking up this stuff real time while we're having this conversation. But innovate means to make changes in something established, especially by introducing new methods, ideas, or products. Right? Introduce something new, especially a product. Right? To innovate. Right? And it's product, but innovation. And I just wonder, where is the innovation when it comes down to, well, not when it comes down to, but just where's the innovation in life?
Yeah.
We get so, and this is the trick, and I'll point Jesus out to you in a second, but we get so caught up in, this is what I want to say. Take no thought for your life. What we've been doing is taking thought for our life. Now, what thoughts have we been taking for our life? That's one question. But we've been taking so much thought and so much concern for our lives. We come about my servant like Mary and Martha. Like Mary, we take so much thought that our life becomes a culmination of maintaining what we think that is.
Right. Yeah.
So when Jesus, so it's and when Jesus says, he who saves his life is gonna lose it. He who loses his life shall find it. Right. This is innovation talk. It almost sounds like you never heard nobody say nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like they came to Jesus like, man, we never heard nobody talk like you. It's innovation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ain't know Nicodemus come and say, we know you're a prophet. You got it because you're doing stuff we ain't never seen before. When he healed that blind man, or when the blind man got healed, he said, man, I don't know if they asked me if he a devil. He said, I don't know if he a devil or not. I don't know what y'all talking about. All I know, I once was blind.
And I can see now.
And now I see. And y'all ain't seen nothing like this since the beginning of time.
Right.
Right? This is innovation at its best, and innovation really is not the. It doesn't give full credit to what's really happening, but we'll just use the word innovate for the sake of what we're talking about. And I just today, bro, I just got. I sat there. Sometimes I sit there, and I listen to different pods, or you see different clips, and everybody got a podcast now.
Right.
I know we got one too. So, but you listen to different pods, and they say they're dropping gems. You know what I'm saying? They say they're dropping information that ain't
life hacks.
But the truth of the matter is, ain't nothing new under the sun.
Right.
You didn't create anything. You're only reproducing what is already created, right? And so I hear people saying different things. I watch people talk about the music industry, or people talking about health, and people talking about side of politics and everything. And it almost becomes a redundant conversation. It's almost like a duh.
Yeah.
Like, duh, if you keep eating like that, you're gonna have heart disease.
Yep.
Like, duh, if you keep smoking, you're gonna have problems with your lungs. Like, duh, if you keep drinking, you're gonna have problems with your liver. Like this is there is no miracle working power of God that's needed for that. Duh. Like, if you keep doing that same thing, duh, if I punch myself in the eye, it's gonna swell. Duh. We don't need another conversation about that. Duh. Duh, they not paying y'all enough, not paying y'all like y'all supposed to be paid for different records that y'all do. Duh, the labels are being like that. Duh.
It's been going on.
Duh, the Democrats. Duh, the Republicans. Duh. Like, duh. Like, and I keep saying, but like, we should do a duh count. See how many times I said duh?
Yeah.
Because like, I'm tired of talking about things that are foregone conclusions.
Yep.
Duh, that transgenderism and homosexuality is not beneficial to the community. Like, duh. Like, duh, that's not the way it's supposed to go. Duh.
Okay.
Basic anatomy says duh. Like I'm not, and this is nothing personal. This has nothing to do with you judging people. No, ain't nothing. Look, let's take morality out of the conversation for a second, right? Because you can argue morality because sometimes no. Let's take morality out. Duh, it's just not the way that it works. Like I'm tired of using energy and using mentality and using faith and belief and possibilities that can do so much more and be so much more and produce so much more, but yet we're using it to fight foregone conclusions.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Remember Jesus was leaving, he's gone, and the dude said, let me go bury my daddy first? And he said, let the dead bury the dead?
Yeah.
It's a foregone conclusion. He is dead.
You can't do nothing about that.
Your burial is not going to do anything better for that. It is a foregone conclusion. So why deny yourself, take up the cross and follow me? This is innovation talk. Mm-hmm. Most people don't see it that way. Thou art Peter, upon this rock I'll build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against. Like, ye the keys of the kingdom. Whatever you bind on earth, bind in heaven. What you loose on earth, loose in heaven. Like, these are conversations that Jesus begins to have this innovation talk. Repent. This is the most innovative. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. I didn't come to do away with the law, but I came to fulfill it. I didn't come to do away with the law of the prophets, but I come to fulfill it. He's talking about a new thing. Expect afresh. Right? I kept on hearing that today when I was talking about it. Mm-hmm. He's talking, and it's a pod that we did a few pods ago about the algorithm.
Yeah.
And the reason that innovation and I'm not talking about just random. I'm not talking about just random trying to find something, right? But when Jesus says, "As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father." Mm-hmm. As the Father working, so I'm working too. When he says this, what he's really talking about is that God is doing something. God is doing something beyond where you are right now.
Right.
You get it? And if you would connect to that vibe, a lot of times, I don't want to get in trouble, man. Like, not in trouble, but they can't do me nothing. But I don't want to. I try my best not to be offensive when I say some of the things that I say. But I've been in church for a long time, but I've seen. I know they didn't like it. I posted that there on my page. Go ye in all the world and prophesy. You don't say that. Say go ye all the world and preach the gospel. You don't say prophesy, but a lot of the prophecy, or what we call prophecy in today, is more of because I've been seeing a lot of they're trying to read into your life and tell you what's wrong with you, but it's like sometimes you're not telling people that they need to stop eating that foolishness. Yeah, you're telling them that they're healed and there's a demon. It is a demon. You the demon. You the demon. You like a demon when you're going through that drive-thru. You a demon when you in them cookies. You a demon when you're demonic. You're possessed. That sugar got you possessed. You know what I'm saying? All that weed got you possessed. Or whatever it is,
Right.
it got you. You see it? It got you possessed. Possessed to the point to where you have to keep putting it in you.
Yep.
And this is not judgment morally. This is just a foregone conclusion.
Right.
This is a duh moment, and maybe we might call this pod duh, like duh innovation. And so I wrote this statement down the other day, and it really hit me, and I believe God was showing it to me that belief. You know, we talking about belief. Belief was created for God and the will of God, for God and His will. It wasn't created for your things and your circumstances.
Yeah.
You don't believe in God for. Every time, a lot of times I hear, and I'm going to talk about this maybe in a service I do not too long from now. Every time I hear believe, he would say, believe in the Lord your God. Mm-hmm. He never puts belief without a personality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It keeps saying believe, but we use believe. It's almost like a key for your car, right? The key was made for your car. It's made to ignite it, to unlock it, to activate what it does.
Right.
Now you can use that key. You ever use a key to open up a box?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like use the key to cut something off or whatever. Yeah, it works, but it's not a knife. It's a
key.
It's a key. And it works best when it's being a
Key.
You get it? And not only just a random key, but a key to whatever it's the key to.
Right.
Whenever it connects, whenever your key connects to your vehicle, it becomes the ultimate process and ultimate connection of activation. Now you can do anything that's within the ability of that car is based on the key.
Right. Yeah.
And when you connect them, you have all the access to everything. I mean, you want to get in the trunk, you want to get under the hood, you want to open the gas tank, you want to, whatever it is, you have access to all these things when you put the key in the right place, right? Belief to God and His will is like that. But we are using the key for other things.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're using belief for our affirmation, belief for our confession, belief for our this or that and
For
that and
all
that.
these things.
For all these things, when all these things will be.
Added.
And He tells in the prayer, when you pray like this. I mean, I can't get, I'm almost redundant, but I have to say it over and over again. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. This is our belief. It is made for God and His will. Now watch this. The reason that we have not seen the new thing or the fresh thing that God is doing is because we have our belief attached to the things that we want.
Yeah.
We have our belief attached to the things that we've seen. You get it? That's why ain't no new miracles. They're not doing no new miracles, bro, because we can't even do the ones that Jesus was doing. He said the works of what we can't even do the ones that He was doing because our faith, our faith, hope, and love. Mm-hmm. Bible talk about faith, hope, and love. Faith, hope, and love, right? It's faith, and then inside of faith becomes your belief. The hope is what's coming, right?
Yep.
And love is identity.
Yep.
It's those things, but because we don't use it properly, we don't reach the innovation that we should. I'm not talking about technology. Like I'm not talking about anything we've seen. I got a homeboy that is, and I may hit him up because I think he's starting a church, and that's great. But I wanted to tell him, and I may tell him after this, before this, I may tell him that I want him to realize that what needs to be done through him, he hasn't seen it. And sometimes mentorship can turn into cloning.
Yeah.
Sometimes what we call spiritual fathering can come, and discipleship sometimes turns into duplication.
Right.
And you say, well, yeah, duplicate, but duplication is not always the best thing. We don't need two of y'all.
Right.
You get it? We had you already. Now we need another version of that. That's the time lapse. That's the generations.
Yeah.
And you can. Most of us are products. You know what I'm saying? Are victims or products of what we've seen already. Right. And then I want to tell him, you know what I'm saying? If you do it, just make sure you see when you see them, you see the Father. And see what the Father is telling you, regardless of what anybody else is showing you. Because, and I was about to say most likely, but you haven't seen what it really supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And you're not going to see it in what is already. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
It is a consistently growing. Jesus says, "I have many things to show you, many things to tell you, but you can't bear them now." What was he saying? There's more.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's more, but your belief won't allow you to bear them. Why won't your belief allow you to bear them? Because your belief is connected to how you gonna eat, what you gonna drink, what you gonna put on.
Right.
You want to grow your membership. You want to grow your business. You want to grow your belief is in. I want my kids to do this. And it all seems so valiant, but your belief is misplaced. Believe in the Lord your God. You see what I'm saying? If thou canst believe, what it says. This is innovation. This is an innovation scripture, right? This is they took this stuff. Disney Channel took this stuff. Jimmy the Cricket. You remember Jimmy the Cricket? Jimmy the Cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah. He talking about anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? If you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the little song they sing, but
That's what they saying today too. You can be anything you want.
Yep.
You can achieve anything you want.
Yeah. Right. And they run with this concept, but it's incomplete.
Right.
It's just like they run with that love your neighbor.
Yep.
No, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, and soul first.
Right.
Jesus said, "My judgment is just because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father." You get what I'm saying? It's not because I seek my own will. No, it's not because I seek. It's because I don't seek my own will, and I seek the will of the Father. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
This is innovation. This is innovation. What we call the supernatural a lot, or what we call the anointing. That's innovation at its finest.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at Jesus's life, right, and he's trying to teach us how to do it, but we won't listen. We want to be saved so much, and when I say saved, I'm talking about we want him to save us right now. When he's saying, "I've given you the power to be saved."
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we're so busy trying to, we read the scriptures, and first of all, a lot of times Jesus was talking to people in Jerusalem. You gotta catch the vibe or the basic principle of what he's saying. There are things that Jesus says that are eternal in principle, internal in personality, that are not based on Jerusalem or Israel or Galilee. I went and searched Galilee. They said Galilee was the land of the innovators. It's crazy. They said the evolutionaries. Like they were the ones that was like really cutting edge with stuff. This is where Nazareth is. Nazareth is in Galilee. It's a city. It's a part of Galilee. Then there's he's in that whole area. They call it a metropolis. He's in it. And see, it makes sense.
In the city, boy.
See, it makes sense. He in the city. It makes sense the type of movement that he was doing. So I can't come with that same BS.
Yeah.
That's why it's terribly hard for them to start churches in big cities. They can do it in the Bible Belt. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina. That's why a lot of the churches, they grow real big, but it's very difficult to do in a lot of other places that are Silicon Valley's really they can't do it because they got a lot of other stuff over there.
Right,
in big city, you get a big city, they get in trouble because they get caught up with the city, the city thermostats them and they don't thermostat the city.
Right.
The innovation. So here's Jesus. And he functions in an innovative manner. You've never seen, we call them miracles, but they're inherent power. Remember we learned that on the one about miracles? Y'all go back and check out the part about miracles. They got a green background and all this stuff there. But he is, I was innovative. He is innovative in his process. Mm-hmm. Not because he's trying to be. Listen to what I'm trying to say.
Right.
He's not trying to be weird. I see a lot of these preachers and they try to be weird. No, it's not in the weirdness. I don't think Jesus was weird at all. He wasn't weird and spaced out and looking through you. No, it wasn't none of that. The Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. He's right there cooling with us, but his belief was connected to something else.
Yep.
You get it?
Yep.
So whereas the disciples want to know who's going to be the greatest among us, he's not concerned about that. When they're concerned about, who's going to get to sit on, he's not concerned about that. Not my will, but thy will be done. Nevertheless, not my will. Even that concept of not my will, but thy will be done is innovative. Mm-hmm. Because before then, mankind was always doing what God wanted them to do so that God would bless them.
Yep.
Sacrifice so that no sin on me.
Right.
As soon as you start talking to Abraham, I think we talked about that on one of the other pods. So you start talking to Abraham and tell Abraham all the stuff he's going to do, and then you're going to be a father of nation. The first thing Abraham responds with is, how this going to be seeing I ain't got no heir. I ain't got no heir. I just told you you're going to be the father. It's built into the conversation.
Right.
But if you always think remember, there's another pod we got called self can't see.
Yep.
Self can't see the innovation. So here's Jesus, and he was trying so hard to he say seeing but they see not, and hearing they hear not. He said and with their hearts they don't understand, they don't perceive. You can't perceive this. Mm-hmm. He said because your ears are dull and your heart is wax gross. The ears are wax gross and your heart is dull. Like you're dull. You're dull and you're dull because you're dumbed down by the society that's around you.
Yep.
And you're dumbed down by the things that they say are important. You've made them your important things. And try to make them your important things in the name of Jesus. And it doesn't work. See?
Right.
What you about to say something?
Nah, just hearing that is like it's all that's repetitive now. It's like it's the same thing.
It's
the
insanity
same thing.
is
It's the
same thing over and over again. Expected to, it's repetitive.
Right, it's repetitive.
You repeat offenders.
Right.
And Jesus talks about the mystery. He's not. It is not that you don't have access to it, but even if you did have the mystery, you would use it for the same old repetition.
Yep.
Truth of the matter is, it is innovative that the devil tempts him and tell him turn rock into bread, tell him cast himself off the high mountain, and then tell him I'll give you all these things you bought on with. Mm-hmm. The way that Jesus answers him is innovative. It messed him up.
Right.
I'm not used to a man answering me like this. Cause usually I throw a little tail at a man. When I say tail, a little tail, I can't use the other word, donkey. I throw a little donkey at him and I get him caught up.
Right.
They getting caught up every day right now.
Yep.
Just off a little donkey, right? You know what I'm saying? I throw a little money at them, they get caught up. I throw a little career at them, I throw a little spirituality at them, they get caught up. Right?
Algorithm.
And it's algorithm. And they miss. See, the algorithm, once again, I'm gonna go back to it. The algorithm is a series of statistics that have been put together that almost can predict your next move.
Yep.
It almost can tell, it almost seems to be innovative. But it's only functioning off of what you gave it.
Yep.
You give it? You get it? I said you give it. You get it? Mm-hmm. But if I'm living my life as nevertheless not my will, but thy will be done. And I'm not gonna say much to you now because the enemy's here, but he ain't got nothing in me. If I'm living my life, I got many things to say, but you can't bear them now. If I'm living my life to, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If I'm living my life like this, then the algorithm can't stunt or stifle or paralyze my innovation. Right. I'm just keep buying the same thing. I'm about the same thing over again, thinking something new. Music is like that. They're recycling the same beat. Yep. Same song. And they don't have nowhere to go. And that's what I realized about it. A lot of there's something to do, but a lot of them don't have anywhere to go. And so that's why they try to make the big deal and they try to throw a lot of money at it and try to do all these different things, do these stunts and want to go viral, but they ain't got nowhere to go.
Right.
And the reason all these songs, all these worship songs sound the same. They got new words, but same melody, same rhythm. We can do a 2-hour long melody. It's like one long song. One long song that you just change the words to. You see what I'm saying? Some man, you know what I'm talking about. Some of the things, it be just one long song. Like, come on, bro. And you miss out on the innovation. Mm-hmm. You get me? You miss out on what he could be trying to do that you hadn't seen before. Yep. All right, can I prove it? Can I prove your innovation? Wasn't nobody spitting in no dirt and putting no man eyes.
All right.
They had a bunch of people sitting out there by that pool of Bethesda because nobody was coming through there doing that.
Right.
And Jesus, go ahead.
And Jesus' birth, y'all read the story, y'all go from Matthew or whatever. But you know that whole line of people, right? He came to. That's innovative.
Innovative, yep.
That's first innovative anyway.
Yep.
The fact that Herod started killing these kids because he thought another king
what you call
was
him?
coming. Herod.
Herod?
Yeah, Herod.
I thought they called him Herod, but I like Herod.
I like Herod. That's what they said.
I love it. You're right. Good.
But he started killing all these kids because he thought a king was coming to dethrone him.
Right.
That's innovative right there because back, in them days, kings meant wars.
Yep.
It's the only way I can dethrone you if I conquer you.
Yep.
Jesus was like, nah.
No, and then he says this later. He says, from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force.
Right.
And we've taken that scripture and made it like, yeah, we got to get violent for Jesus. No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying this is a new kingdom. Up until now, they've been doing it with violence.
Right.
But we don't do it with violence.
So that lets you know right now why y'all bashing out here head bashing. If Jesus wasn't out here head bashing nobody.
Well, they said they tried. Remember they said we're gonna call fire on them because they ain't with us. They don't want to listen to us. Jesus said, y'all don't know what spirit y'all come. We're not coming to destroy. We come to give life.
Right.
We ain't come to take away. We come to give it. This is innovation. They couldn't understand it. The Beatitudes are innovative. They slap you on one cheek, turn the other.
Right. Give.
If they sue you for your coat, give them your cloak also.
Right.
You know, as you go 1 mile, go 2 with them. Like, unheard of. And then even the miracles, they're unheard of. The way he did them, unheard of. And he was trying to, and I'm going to say this because I know we're going to be finished. He was trying so desperately to involve everyone in the innovation.
Right.
He get the time to feed them people, and he says, how we gonna feed all these people? Now, at that moment, instead of saying, and I might have said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Instead of going to your normal course, your repetitive nature, well, 200 pennyworth is not enough to feed all these people. Okay, question. If 200 pennyworth is not enough to feed these people, then you know that's not the answer. And, do you get it? It's a foregone conclusion. If Jesus asks you that and you know that that's not enough to feed the people, why are you even saying this? Why can't you understand, Lord, I don't know, but you know. I think Jehoshaphat said, Lord, I don't know, but my eyes on, Lord, I don't know how to do it, but you know.
Right.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. What's up?
Right.
You tell me. Because then he says, he asked him because he already knew what he would do. So what's the problem here? If he asks you, but he already knows what he's going to do, right? Then you don't know because you think 200 pennyworth is not enough. So don't open your mouth and say that foolishness.
Right.
You better go back to the one that knows and say, I don't know, but you know, how we going to do this?
Right.
And then receive, as my father works, so I work, receive the instruction. It is innovative. Who do men say that I am? He's trying to get them into the innovation. And even when he thinks he got them in there, and I'm going to say that we done, even when he thinks he's got them in there, then Peter started talking about it ain't going to be under you. And now I got to call you Satan. We back to the drawing board. We back to number one. If any man come to me, let me deny himself.
Right.
Or a prophet man to gain the whole world lose. So now we back to square one because y'all won't receive my divine innovation.
He was innovation all around. Too.
He was innovation all around. Top to bottom, beginning to end.
Even when you think it's not, but it is.
Yep.
You remember even with the lady giving to her daughter.
Yeah.
When he was talking to her, he was talking to them.
He was talking to them and they didn't get it. I mean, it was unheard of. Under any other circumstances, they'd have brought her to any other master, they'd have stoned her.
Yep.
Although one of the main commandments is thou shalt not
kill. What?
It's the innovation, bro. It's innovation, bro. Divine innovation. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Man, listen, this is called, we're gonna play this one, we're gonna ride out on this. It's called Tale of Two. The first song is a prelude and intro to this one. It's called Won't Beg, and then this one's called Tale of Two. EJ produced it. I sang it, we both wrote it, so. You singing on this too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you singing on this too? Okay, so you singing on here too. I gotta remember, he wasn't gonna say nothing. But this is called Tale of Two, and hopefully it's out for you to go ahead and download it by the time you hear this. Let's go.
I won't blame you if you wanna leave, but I know it's for the best of me. You're not the problem, more like an option. My mind is breaking, your heart is broken. I'm sorry if I made you believe that you're the one for me. I was selling dreams, living selfishly. Forgive me, 'cause I left you alone. And you still love me. I was selling dreams, loving recklessly. There's two sides to this love of mine, two lies that I can't deny. Two times it hurts, attracted by my heart, divided by my life, it's all for why. There's two hands that'll wave goodbye, two lies that I can't deny. Two times it hurts, attracted by my heart, divided by my life, it's all for why. So for why, so for why, so for why. I can't blame you for loving me, yeah, 'cause you're only loving what you see. I've been the problem, not trying to solve them. My words are dulled down, your trust I lost some. I'm sorry if I made you believe that you're the one for me. I was selling dreams, living selfishly. Forgive me 'cause I left you alone. And you still love me. I was selling dreams, loving recklessly. There's two sides to this love of mine, two lies that I can't